I mean, I don't know who's still in the chat at the moment. I think everyone left.
I don't blame them.
It looks like we're live. Actually, I'm watching it. Yeah, it looks like we're live.
Perfect. All right.
Okay. So, or that's the archive. I don't know, man. How do I? Wait, are we live? Yeah, I think we're live.
Welcome back to Skype, motherfuckers. Check out what I can do. Have a heart.
Yeah, okay. I think we're live. Yeah, anyway.
Sean, you know how that makes me feel being live with you? It makes me feel like this.
Okay. Well, yeah, magic of Skype. I'm gonna make my background blurry.
I love that sometimes it just doesn't see
like
you.
It just grabs my face.
Yeah. I gotta do this.
Why?
Too.
Like I guess it must be the microphone that's throwing it off, right?
Yeah. There we go. Blurry backgrounds.
It looks so bad.
It looks so bad. Oh my god, I love it.
Skype, what have they done to you? Okay. Anyway, yeah, this episode will be weird. I'll try and fix some of it in post, but just know it's a weird episode. So, anyways, clean start. Here we go. Top down perspective, August 29th. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
All right, John's not here. But Paul, you've been gone for a bit, so why don't you tell us what you've been playing?
I have been gone. The only thing I played last week, all of my gaming has been this week when I got back home, basically. Last week when I was gone, I played PictoQuest, The Cursed Grid. It was that game that you recommended to John and I.
John was playing it last week.
Okay, yeah, so I beat it because it's short. And the blur is so good. Sorry. PictoQuest is a weird video game because here's the thing. I like to just set up Pcross and then just be like, oh, this is nice and relaxing. PictoQuest is like, nah, fuck that. You have enemies attacking you. So, like, to stop them from attacking you, you have to, like, they have, like, an attack bar that goes up, like, in, like, what the hell is that called in, like, just a bar that, like, when it fills up, they give you an attack or whatever. And the attack can miss, or it can crit. As you go through the game, it generally doesn't miss anymore. So it becomes a little bit harder or whatever. And, like, they'll start throwing multiple enemies at you that you, like, should rotate between so you don't get hit as much. And basically what I'm getting at is that this Pcross is not as, like, chilled out as Pcross usually is because there's a time, like, incentive to, like, hurry up. Because the way you stop the attack bar from going up is you do a line, and when the line is full, it, like, hits the enemy doing health damage to them, but also stunting their attack thing, like stunning them for a moment.
So this was John's problem with it, is he was also like, I go to Picross to chill out and relax.
Okay.
This is not that.
Okay, sure. This is why I beat it, because I felt an incentive to consistently just keep going and not putting it down for a little bit to, like, do other stuff. So I would start a puzzle, and I would just be like, all right, let's go. Let's get this puzzle done. And, like, sometimes I'll dawdle if I'm doing Pcross. Like, I'll do a couple lines and just be like, you know what? I could go for some water now. And then I'll, like, put down my Switch, go get some water, come back, and just, like, kind of dawdle. Or, like, watch a video while playing Pcross, do a line and, like, look up and just see what's going on and go back. This game, I'm just, like, concentrating on it, like, all right, let's go, especially later on when you have 3 enemies, like, attacking you and switch. So this game is easy mode. It's, like, for kids, so you don't have to be really good at it. But I tried playing through the game without taking any hits at all, so I was stressing about it the whole time, making sure that I was rotating between all enemies to, like, stop their attack bar from filling up. And yeah, it became a little bit stressful, but it was kind of fun. Like, it's kind of fun to play a Pcross game like that.
Is it too easy? Was there, like, difficulty options you could have made it harder?
There's no difficulty options from what I can tell. It was very easy. The hardest puzzle is a 20 by 20 for the final boss, I think. And, like, 20 by 20 is not that bad. It stays at, like, 10 by 10 or 10 by 15 for a long time. So that's probably about, like, as hard as it gets. So if you find, like, 10 by 10s or 10 by 15s a little bit on the harder side, this would be hard for you. But I think most people that play Pcross games a lot that's standard. So I would say it feels okay.
And my other question was, So this is kind of Picross with like some progression and kind of a story mode to it. How does it compare to that other Picross one that had a story mode, the anime thing?
This has less of a story and more like an overworld where you go to another stage is another puzzle, and like there'll be like wahahaha, I am the evil goblin king or whatever, and your character will be like, well, you're going down, and then it starts the like puzzle.
And then you Picross.
Yeah, there's less of like an actual story going on. The story is that you're fighting evil in this land, so like it's not crazy intense, and it's just kind of like kiddie and silly for the most part. Where the other one seems to have characters. The other one definitely seems like it's made for people that know this anime and know like the characters and story, because they're like it's making callbacks and stuff to stuff I don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and like it's obvious that like these people probably have a relationship.
So what I'm getting is PictoQuest is for babies, and anime Picross is for
Weebs.
Elegant gentlemen who love art.
Scholars. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you had to recommend one,
PictoQuest was way funner. The puzzles were just felt like they flowed better. Like even though the ceiling isn't ever very high, it gets to that ceiling like very gradually, and it feels like you're earning more difficult puzzles as you go. Whereas PictoQuest is just kind of like, whatever, just do these puzzles, I guess, to unlock more puzzles about this anime you watch. Like it doesn't seem like there's any progression. It's just kind of do the puzzles to unlock the character art, and that's like less intriguing to me as somebody who's never seen or has any care about that anime.
So you'd recommend PictoQuest over anime Picross.
Yeah.
Would you recommend it over 3D Picross 2?
No.
So 3D Picross 2 is still the best Picross. You've heard it here. First definitive Picross. All right, still the reigning champ.
Still the reigning champ.
Can't dethrone it. Good to know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's another Picross game, but with more of an incentive to like actually finish the puzzle rather than put it down and like dawdle, which is kind of neat. Moving on, I came home and then I'm on this kick right now. I think I mentioned it. I definitely mentioned it when I was doing the show with John, and maybe like before that, where I'm going through my backlog of games I started playing on stream, and I'm finishing them on stream. So part of that incentive, or part of that initiative, started with Devil May Cry 5. So I finished off Devil May Cry 5.
Okay. That last like fight's pretty fun with like the music and everything.
That last fight's pretty fun. I just really like how
Nero. What? Nero's the kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets pretty cool. Like, yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed the ending quite a bit.
I did too. And I like just how it ended with the two characters always fighting forever. That's just the way. That's how they live.
Right. I mean, that's been the entire series, right? So.
Yeah. So it's good. It's a good time. That reminded me of Return of the King, Lord of the Rings movie, because it felt like there was like 10 endings, and it just like added a new scene every time. So it was good. That ending's great.
I could see that. Sure. Yeah.
No, that's that game is something else for sure, and I'm glad I powered through that. I guess in like the next in line is I was gonna go back to Darksiders 3. Darksiders 3 isn't recognizing my controller, and I'm not gonna play that game with keyboard and mouse. So until I get that fixed, went back to Prey to finish off Prey.
Darksiders 3, before you move on, is a PS Plus game next month. So I'm probably gonna play that.
Okay.
Because I've been thinking I should pick this up. And free is a pretty good price.
Free is a very good price. I
cannot remember the last time I played a PlayStation Plus game.
Yeah. I was a little bit bummed because I'm on like chapter 10 or whatever of that, and I like kind of looked up to see how many chapters there are in Darksiders 3, and I think I found out I'm like about 4 or 5 from the very end, maybe at the most. So I was bummed out that I couldn't just like pick that one up and finish it off over the weekend. But
could you not just like plug a different controller in?
I could try with some different ones I have here. I was just kind of like having nothing to do with it. And then I was like, you know what? I need to finish Prey as well.
Okay.
And I have Prey installed right now, so like let's go. And I picked that game back up. It took a little bit to get back into the swing of things because that game is way different than just like an action like hit the button and swing a sword thing. There's like story going on and character names you don't remember, and like I forgot where I was in the story. But luckily enough, it has kind of the like Elder Scrolls Bethesda thing of like having a little compass on like making marks on what story quests you want to follow, and then you just go towards it and you're able to get back in pretty quick. And it was pretty business as usual after about an hour of just kind of like getting used to how that game plays again. That game's still fun, and there's aliens that are wanting to kill me, and I am trying to kill them back first.
Any interest in playing the DLC that came out since?
That's one of the big things I want to finish the story off for, to like catch up on all of it. Yeah, I definitely am excited for that. So those were kind of like that initiative. And then a friend of mine finally bought Ashen, and I was like, I've been wanting to play this with somebody for fucking ever. So we played a few hours, like 5 hours of Ashen over the weekend as well.
I co-opted the hell out of this game over the Christmas break when it came to Xbox Game Pass out of nowhere. It's a cool game.
It's very fun. The only problem we're having is that there's issues connecting to each other on PC, and I don't know why that is.
We had some weird connecting issues as well, just in terms of like we couldn't have like enemies in the area and stuff.
Right.
There was just some, and like the way you do it is you have to like go to a shrine, and you have to both be at the shrine, and then you can like call out to one another, and then they'll just basically take over the co-op
NPC
companion you have.
Yeah. And that's kind of a bummer in its own, because I kind of want to see this character he created, but like whatever, I guess.
Oh, you mean like what they're wearing and stuff?
Yeah, because instead all you see is Jokel, I think is his name, the NPC.
Well, it's whatever character that you're currently doing the mission with.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, I definitely do know what you mean. You'll get to see like what weapon they have, and I think maybe the headdress changes.
Okay.
Whatever their head thing is.
Sure.
Yeah, I do know what you mean. At some point though, they're gonna look exactly like you, because there's only so many items in that game. You're gonna end up having kind of the same stuff. Like it's like, hey, do you have the top tier, armor now? Okay, well, it's the exact same as mine. It's not a loot game.
No, and it's not even an RPG game, because you don't really allocate any stat points or anything like that. It kind of just like increases your prowess or what. Like it's more based around what items you're using and what like buffs and stuff they give you.
Yeah, it's a lot of like what things you have equipped, which things are useful, and there's like, if I remember, like talismans was a big one. Which talisman are you using? And even then, like after we were playing with each other so much, it was like, oh well, we're gonna have the same talismans because these are just the good ones.
Yep, that's exactly what we're finding out too.
I remember thinking the game didn't look that great.
Okay,
but it had awesome voice acting.
That's what we are definitely seeing too. I don't love how it looks. Like I think it looks fine. It's
just kind of plain.
It's plain.
There's just nothing like special, really.
Yeah, it looks like Absolver, and I wasn't a fan of how that looked. I think this game would have been maybe like. Then again, we haven't seen very far into it yet. More bright colors and like some like brighter areas might change how I feel about the art style currently.
You'll get to some in like this later half of the game. You'll get to like a lot of like reds and yellows, because you come to like kind of a like Moroccan town.
Okay.
Or I guess the ruins of a Moroccan town. So there will be some more colors for sure.
Right.
Because right now you're just like in a forest. And
we're in like a rocky like grotto forest area, and then like ruins with like a bunch of sand or something blowing around, or fog or something.
Yeah, and then after that you kind of go to like a snowy area. And
I could see a snowy area being cool looking, actually.
Yeah, there's a snowy one. Then there's like an oceanside kind of ruins as well a bit.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, yeah, it goes to some places. It's a cool game. I will say I think it's like the third dungeon. Is just bloody hard out of nowhere. Like it's so there are weird difficulty spikes in that game.
So I remember you one of the things that turned me off a little bit. I remember you saying it seems like an easy Souls game. This isn't an easy game. It isn't.
Oh, weird. No, yeah, we were actually doing like we were flying through a lot of the stuff. And then, like I said, there was just weird difficulty spikes that would show up every now and then.
Uh-huh.
But only really that like third dungeon was the only
Okay.
one that we were just like beating our heads against.
The dogs are the worst enemy in the fucking game because you swing at them, they back off, and then they lunge at you and do half of your health and damage. They're the fucking worst. And like, I was just like, how is this easy? The dog that can attack 3 times in a row do half my health in one hit.
Yeah, I don't remember having any enemies stand out to be that hard. What kind of weapon build are you going with?
Right now, my single-hander is a double-headed
Are you like
axe.
switching between stuff?
Yeah, I'm switching between them depending on how I feel at the time.
Yeah, I was primarily going one-handed like club and shield,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
my teammate was going like heavy axe.
Yeah, I'm using whatever. So for the fast enemies, I've been using the one-hander because the dodging doesn't feel great to me in this game, and it feels like it's a little bit better to block some of the faster attacks and then retaliate quick. Otherwise, they get out of the way. And then for the bigger enemies, I am using a double-handed like mace type thing.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to start dodging. I definitely remember dodging a lot in that game.
I just don't think the dodge feels good though. There's something off about it. I don't like.
And also, you're gonna have to definitely play one-handed sometimes because a lot of the caves are like pitch black, and you need to hold a lantern at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's neat though. I like that quite a bit.
Yep.
And then you have like things, artifacts or whatever for your talisman that can increase the amount of damage you do with weapons while holding a lantern and like little things like that. So you can kind of like make a build, as it were, to be better in the dark. And I think that game's real cool. It does some real cool things. It does feel like it is a Souls-like game for sure in many ways, but done by a smaller team or something, or maybe a little less experienced team. Everything feels a little bit off from what I'm used to, but everything feels good enough to like not be hindered by it. And I kind of like that world so far. So I'm into it. The co-op part is really dope too.
Yeah, that's basically the only reason that I stuck with it for so long.
Sure. I played Gears Pop because I was actually excited for that. I didn't remember until I saw it on your list, and I was like, oh, I played that too. So let's talk about Gears Pop for a minute.
Right, and I kind of said this last week. I was not going to play Gears Pop because I don't care about Kingdom Rush.
Oh, you mean Clash Royale. See, I love Clash Royale. It's one of my favorite mobile games.
Okay, yeah, I don't care too much for it. But then I found out there was a full 1,000 achievement points in Gears Pop, and I was like, well, okay, I'll play some Gears Pop.
There's also a horde mode that I haven't tried yet.
I also have not tried that. Yeah, there's a co-op horde mode, which I'm a little interested in.
I was hoping maybe you could tell me about it. Damn. Okay.
I haven't yet, no.
Maybe we should try that sometime this week. Get together.
Maybe not this week. Maybe before the weekend, yes.
Okay. Oh, you're leaving. Yeah. Or when you
yeah, I mean, it is Clash Royale with a Gears skin.
It's actually a little more streamlined, I think. Even it feels a little easier, which is nice. Maybe that's just because there isn't like the amount of garbage that Clash Royale eventually added yet.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I didn't stick with Clash Royale for very long at all. I guess what's unique with this one is like they do try and put the cover mechanic in there.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It just basically means some of your units will like hold cover, and if you like, which is the equivalent of capturing different points so that you can summon your characters closer to them.
Yeah.
But you also are protected from enemy fire when they are in cover. So if you're in a firefight, positioning your units behind cover that use cover will actually be advantageous. Yeah, I don't know. I made it to like my rank's like 400-ish, 400 or 500, I can't remember. And I'm just kind of done with it. I got my fill.
Really? I like it quite a bit actually.
I got like 200 or 300 achievement points.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, fair enough. It's one of those things that if I was working full-time at my old office job where I was sitting around for hours a lot of times waiting for the next thing to do, this would have been perfect for that. But like I have so many other things that I can play on the all the time. Like I have the Switch now too, so that like I can play stuff on my Switch. So there's more options for mobile users than ever before. So something like this is a little harder for me to really get into, but every time I do remember it exists, I have fun for like about an hour or so in it. So it's fine.
My problem with the Clash Royale games is I fail to see like a much of a level of strategy involved.
Hmm.
There are some stuff, and I was going through some of the
It's actually more luck depending on what you got from the gotcha pawn elements. If you just
I
have a
mean
better item,
that
then
yeah, and what's weird on this one is you can like upgrade your units by
yeah,
because it is a gotcha game,
yep,
which would imply there is a pay to win model,
yep,
but at the same time you are ranked, so the people who are paying to win, they will outrank you pretty fast, so you shouldn't have to deal with them on a regular basis. You should be playing against people who have put in a similar amount of time or money
yep.
that you have. But anyway, my main point with the strategy, I was going through some of the what are they called, like the battle challenges.
Okay.
They're like the offline-y kind of ones.
Mm-hmm.
And they do tell you some strategy, like if you put like a really big berserker down with some people behind it, everyone will shoot the berserker while you guys can shoot. Like that
Yeah.
is a strategic play.
Yeah.
That's like the only one I've run into. For the most part, just mash enemies as much as you can,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a game of tug of war. Like it's a
It
battle of
is.
attrition until the timer runs out. And more of my games are just stalemates until one of us squeaks by just a little bit and we get 1 point. Like I'd say most of my matches have been 1-0 as opposed to like the 2-1, 3-0 that they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that part just kind of makes the game like pretty dry for me, and why I'm so easy to just like I don't do I want to load this up again, like because there's nothing really pulling me into it. It's like the gameplay is just kind of monotonous,
Okay. Sure. Mm-hmm.
which is a bummer, but that's the genre of whatever the Clash Royale genre is.
Yeah. Yeah. What's that genre even called? Like a single lane battler or something? Single lane strategy?
It's like a competitive tower defense.
It's kind of like that. Oh my god, I can't remember the name of it. The Command and Conquer like assault something or whatever.
Well, I mean that was the exact same thing.
It's
Yeah,
the same idea. Yeah.
I still think it's like a competitive tower defense game.
But at least that one, I guess, had like little notes you could capture to like
Well,
make.
so does this. It has the cover points.
Well, it has the like line that you like push up, the like that you can go back and forth. This is more simple than the other one, but yeah, it has kind of a same mechanic idea anyway.
But you're gonna keep playing it?
I mean, it's on my phone, so as long as it's there, yeah. As long as I remember it exists, frankly, yeah.
Right on. Right on.
Yeah.
I also don't like the way Funko Pops look. So
Oh,
every
okay.
time I get like a box and it's like, well, we're opening this new Funko, I'm just like, fuck off.
See, I like Funko Pops except for any humanoid ones. Like the Funko Pops I like are the ones that are like, I have like a Resident Evil Hunter back here, which is like an alien looking like monster thing. The ones I don't like are the ones that are just humans with different clothing because they all look the exact same. They all have the same head.
Yeah.
So I like the weirder looking ones, but yeah, and then that's the problem with Gears of War is that they're all human dudes. So I get it. Yeah. I jumped into World of Warcraft Classic to
Okay. I heard that was difficult to get in.
I played at about 3 in the morning because I had been doing other stuff. So it wasn't too bad when I was playing. It didn't take any time for me actually to log in at all. It was kind of
I've been hearing
lower
like
population.
really long like queue lines.
I'm sure during the day, yeah. I don't want to play that during the day. I just wanted to like get a little bit in to see how that felt again. And yeah, I just ended up speaking about the good old days of WoW with a buddy while we were just leveling up and doing random shit for a bunch of hours and then turned it off, and I don't know that I'll go back. So we'll see.
Okay.
See what happens.
Was it nostalgic?
Yep, it was.
Okay.
For sure.
Cool.
Yep.
That's cool that it's like kind of free if
Kind
if
of.
you if you're already into WoW.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird thing they did.
Yep. It is a weird thing. It's kind of weird how long it took them to do for how shitty this launch apparently went. Like, it's so true to the nature of, like, everybody's trying to get in and people are mad about this, and, like, it's the launch experience. But they've gone through that launch experience.
Well, I bet they had a lot more people than they expected, right? Because I bet they were
but
getting...
how?
Again, I bet they were getting, like, a ton of people that were like, oh, I dipped out of WoW 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But, like, me and my buddies, we're getting the
We're gonna
crew
jump back in.
together.
Yeah.
We're going to jump back in, and it's going to look like balls, and it's going to be just like what we remember.
And and, like, there was totally that. Me and, it was I'm 3D Homer in chat. Me and Hank were chilling out, like, just doing some quests, and then we just see, like, a group of, like, a few gnomes, like a dwarf, a bunch of humans, like, all together, just, like, running in a straight line down the road. It's like, see, they got their crew together to do some quests in the forest here, and
yeah, like, I bet it was very similar to Pokemon Go, where it's like, this is extremely nostalgic.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they had contingency plans, because every developer does, and Blizzard is the top. But I bet it hit out like a spike they were not expecting, much like Pokemon Go. Like, I still remember that like spreadsheet at like a GDC talk from Pokemon Go. It's like, here's kind of like what we expected. Here's what our contingency plan was, and it was 15 times that.
Yeah.
Like, it was absurd. Like, I bet they just got caught off guard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was fun to get back into. It's weird because I've been playing that game for a long time, and it was weird to go back to every time I leveled up in Classic, it felt like it was a big deal, and it doesn't feel like it's a big deal in New WoW at all. And I don't know if that's like a weird jaded thing that's happening, or if it's just that it's just easier to level up now, and it felt like more impressive. Because we only got to level 10 after like 6 to 8 hours of playing, which is like crazy in Classic. And every time we leveled up, we got a whole bunch. I was excited to run back to my trainer and see what new skills I would get, and like what I could level up in my like different professions and stuff. And it was always a big exciting thing when I leveled up in Classic, which doesn't happen in newer WoW. You don't get anything until every 5 levels, and then it's something that's like your whatever does like 10% more damage or whatever. It's like big fucking deal. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird going back to a time where it actually felt like an RPG and not this big like money-making story game that like they want people to not really necessarily have to play with each other, but could if they wanted to. Like, newer WoW feels more like a weird glorified single-player game that you could jump in with randos into dungeons every now and then, where old WoW definitely feels like there are thousands of people hanging out in this world doing different stuff, and like if you want to kill this one monster, you might have to get in line or something, or be that asshole that like attacks it first and then takes the kill from a bunch of other people that were waiting first, and then people start talking bad about you. Like, it's the old MMO experience, and it's kind of neat to have that again. That being said, it's also an old experience that is like for a time when I was in college and didn't have adult life to worry about, and it could sit around for 8 hours every day to do that. But yeah, that's why it's hard to go back to, I think.
Right. Yeah, I've definitely heard a few people like kind of online saying like, I have like, this game ruined my life.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could slip back into that. I don't want that to happen.
I could definitely feel that if I pushed a little bit more and if I played a little more regularly, after like a week of playing semi-regularly, it would hook me again, 100%. So
I'm wondering like who is this for? Is it just for the nostalgia people who already played it, or is anyone new playing this?
It's totally both. Yeah, for sure.
And like, if you are a new player and you're playing this,
you hate it, I'm sure.
No, well, I'm asking like why? Like, why did you come to this and not like just start playing WoW?
So if I was a new player, I think I would answer the way I kind of do whenever I go back and play an old version of a game. It's just to see the history behind it, I think, for some people. Like, it would be for me, for example. Like, I'm trying to think. It's like the idea of like, I want to play the new God of War, so I'm gonna like revisit 1, 2, or 3 or whatever I have available and just see how this game kind of was. I think for some people there might be a little bit of that. They just kind of are curious, especially if they're already playing new WoW. Then it's like, well, this is free, right? I just have to download it. It's only like 2 gigs or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
So.
I'm just curious if there's anyone that's like hasn't played either of them ever, but they decided to pick this up.
It would be weird for sure.
I'd have to assume they're coming from a position of like everyone talks about WoW.
Yeah.
And this obviously kind of started it. It's not the very beginning, but it's close to the beginning.
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to see what that was like.
Yep. Or they have buddies that are into it and are like, I'm gonna like revisit my childhood essentially. Why don't you like hang out and we'll chat and like play and whatever. Like, I could see little things like that, but I don't know who you are when you're in 2019 saying I want to get into an MMO and choose classic WoW either. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, like I'm wondering if that person exists.
I don't think so, because I think most people already chose Final Fantasy 14 if they're going to do an MMO.
Right, yeah, that does seem to be the big popular one right now.
So, other than that, I mean, the big thing I want to talk about, but it's going to be hard to talk about without spoiling a lot of, like, cool shit, is Control came out, and it's so good.
It won't be hard to talk around spoilers.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So,
yeah, Control. I have also played Control. In fact, I played through all of Control. I helped.
You've been playing it for 2 weeks, though. I've been 2
playing
days.
It, yes. Well, I don't know what 2 weeks. I've been playing it for like a solid like week and a half or so.
Okay.
Because I was helping GameSpot cover it, so I got an early copy of it. Without spoiling stuff, I don't think you finished it. Where are you in it?
The brother broke out of his prison.
Okay. I would have said that's a bit of a spoiler, but anyway. Okay, yeah, so you probably have about
halfway.
I'd say you're over half. You'd probably have
like
a third.
I mean, whatever. Left. I'll tell you where I'm at right now. I'm doing a whole bunch of side quests that seem to be boss fights. Which
are awesome, by the way.
They're so cool! Oh my god. Yeah. So I'm mad that we're doing this podcast because I want to play right now.
Control is the latest game from Remedy, who did Quantum Break most recently, and then before that they did Alan Wake. I'm a huge fan of the Alan Wake games. Absolutely loved it. A lot of people are not a huge fan of Quantum Break. I'm a little warmer on Quantum Break than it seems like most people are.
Okay.
But I do definitely think this is a kind of return to the highs of Remedy. I feel like I would agree that Quantum Break lost something that Alan Wake had, and a lot of that is kind of the atmosphere and the mood and like the weird creepiness that's going on.
Sure.
Quantum Break kind of got rid of that, focused more on the gunplay and stuff, and then Control kind of takes the best of both worlds and puts them together in this Metroidvania. This is basically Metroid Prime. It's one of those. It's a 3D Metroidvania. Okay. But a very like kind of like a low level one. You're not getting there's not a ton of back traveling with new powers to like get across stuff, but there definitely is that. You can go back to the beginning areas with the level 6 clearance, and now you can go into different doors and stuff like that.
Sure. I want to explain a little bit about what this game is without getting into story spoilers specifically, because nothing was explained to me, and that's fun, but I want to try to sell this a little bit. So, Control is a game where you are in a federal bureau office that is in this weird, like, interdimensional, like, thing that's going on. Okay. Think paranormal stuff. Think SCP stuff. Like, think like a government office or whatever that holds weird, dangerous creatures for experimentation or quarantine or whatever, like SCP type stories.
There's a lot of X-Files themes in this game.
Yeah, so
and then of course there's Twin Peaks stuff in this game.
There's a few Twin Peaks things in here for sure, and their use of like objects of power and like their weird things that I love every time I pick up a document in this game and just being like, what did this weird object do to somebody in the real world?
Right. Yeah. There's a few things I want to say about that. Like,
Uh-huh.
um, so yeah, you play as a girl named Jessie Faden who finds this weird building that can, like Paul said, it can basically change. It's like trapped in several dimensions. So the architecture changes and stuff like that, and everything's weird. And this building, it's called the Oldest House.
Yeah.
It contains objects of power, which are just household objects that are imbued with some supernatural force. So
Mm-hmm.
they make something weird happen. And this house, this bureau, their job is to kind of collect these and maintain them and study them.
Yeah.
But the whole game is about an evil force has come through some kind of dimension and taken over a lot of the people in there and a lot of these items. So you often end up fighting these items, and it leads to what, like Paul was saying, a bunch of really interesting boss fights.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the side quests anyway, as you're tracking down these items and trying to find people in the building and stuff like that.
Referred to as the hiss for the
hiss or the
noise
enemy,
emitting, like
so
parasite
that's one of
or
the
whatever.
coolest things is the whole area. There's constantly people whispering. Like
Yeah.
it's super creepy, like think Lost, just like the whispers. And there's also bodies floating everywhere. They're just there floating,
Yeah.
constantly talking. Like there is so much like mood and tone in this game. Like they brought it back from Alan Wake. It is so cool. It is such a spooky little place to be in. I will say it's not a scary game. Like I was
No,
able to play
it's
through
not.
it.
It's not at all scary.
It's about as scary as Alan Wake gets.
I think Alan Wake is actually scarier still. I don't find this at all scary. But yeah.
I definitely like there is an unsettling kind of creepy vibe to Control. There is I think it does like rank somewhere on a scary meter, but it is no way high.
Sure.
I would say.
Okay, fair enough.
But I maybe Alan Wake is scarier. There's a lot of like you're in the dark and you're walking around with a flashlight. So yeah, it's been a while since I played Alan Wake.
Sure.
But that's kind of the main thing is you're tracking down these weird items, you're tracking down these weird people, as you're kind of uncovering like what is going on in the world. And yes, like you said, I'm typically not someone who reads a lot of the like little notes or audio logs I find.
Sure.
Just because there's usually a ton of them. I read every single one in this.
They're all good.
They're all super good. And they range from things just like, scientists trying to explain the weird paranatural stuff, military people dealing with it, to stuff like just like the book club that takes place in this building.
Yeah.
And those are silly.
Those are great.
But because the building also changes positions and whatnot, there'll be posters on the wall of like, hey, is your meeting room not in the same place? Well, you still have to go to that meeting.
Yeah.
Or
because it's still a government workplace at the end of the day.
Yeah, and it's just like, hey, is your stapler like missing? Well, that maybe it's an object of power.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely they're having as much fun of like, what if this actually existed, but it was someone's day job? Like, this is like Remedy's having a ton of fun with this. It is such an interesting and fun game to go through.
Down to the point where there's like some meeting rooms that literally have nothing for you to interact with in it, but like it's there because this is an office building. Like, why wouldn't there be a meeting room?
Oh, for sure. And actually, that makes a good transition into I think the powers. Because this game is kind of being drawing a lot of attention based on just kind of how well it looks and like the particles and like the physics that you get to play around with.
Sure.
So first off, you have a gun. The gun can change into different guns. It's not the most interesting thing. It's basically your gun can be a pistol. It can change into what looks like a pistol but acts like a shotgun. What looks like a pistol but acts like a machine gun. There's that. But then you also do have supernatural abilities, and the first one you get is like a telekinesis, like grab and throw
from a floppy disk. I'll say
from like a haunted floppy disk. You get the ability to like mind control people. I don't want to talk about some of the later game ones because they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the grab one, I'm sure you've seen. It's been in tons of trailers.
Sure.
You can pick up almost any object and just whip it at enemies.
And the wall and ground.
That one of the coolest moments is when you're shooting your gun. The gun reloads ammo on its own, like it just recharges ammo.
Yeah.
There'll be a moment where you mash all your bullets. You've thrown everything that's near you, but you still hit that like right bumper again, and Jesse will just rip a chunk of wall out, and then you can whip that. Like there's always something you can grab because the game just makes something for you.
Yeah.
So there is a good sense of joy of walking into like a room full of desks.
Yeah.
And just smashing everything.
Yeah. I think this can't be overstated enough. There's a lot of video games where the powers feel ancillary to the gunplay because it's obvious that they've definitely the developers like wanted you to use the gun, and then the powers feel kind of shitty until they're upgraded, and then they're kind of like end game like cool toys that you get right from the get-go. Your powers are fucking overpowered. They are strong as hell, and you will want to use them all the fucking time, and that is so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that you're overpowered.
No, your powers are.
Right.
You can
well,
die
saying, like,
easy.
you can die pretty quick. There are some
Yeah.
enemies that can mess you up. Yeah, I absolutely loved this game. I played it on PC, so it's an Epic Game Store exclusive.
Yeah.
So fuck those guys.
Yeah.
And my computer ran it. It ran it fine.
Oh, yeah, this is the other thing that has to be said. It's very, very well optimized. It's extraordinarily well optimized, and the quality shifts between low, medium, high, and ultra are so minimal that it's almost like not even worth talking about. And if you have a card that can do ray tracing, this fully supports ray tracing, and it looks even better in that mode. So
yeah, I have heard on the standard
PlayStation
consoles,
4.
yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
like not the Pro, not the X.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough.
I have heard this too, so that's a bummer. But
I don't know what it's like on the upgraded ones. Obviously, it'll be better.
Yeah.
But something to keep in mind. But yeah, I just know the PC one. That's what I was playing. I will also plug for GameSpot some coverage. I was a part of a spoiler cast on this game, along with two other guys, which will be coming out probably next week. So if you want to hear kind of more of some of my in-depth thoughts, you can check out a video that'll go up on GameSpot, and I think it'll be in their podcast feed. So because they have a podcast now.
Cool. Sounds good.
But I don't think we should talk too much more because I don't want to spoil it.
There's one more thing I do want to say is that I thought for sure to begin with, just from the little I saw of it before playing it, that this is a shooter, and I like that it's a shooter in the sense that you have a gun, but the shooting is just part of like the combat. The combat is so nice, of like gives you so many options of like running towards a guy with your shield up, then putting your shield down, shooting another guy, grabbing like piece of the wall, fucking whipping it at somebody, and then like meleeing another dude. You can do some like really cool stuff in the combat in this game, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk offline because there's some things I want to ask if you've done yet.
Yeah. Okay.
I will say I will leave it at that maze section is the best.
May? I don't think I've.
The maze section.
Oh, okay.
Is the best.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And the boss fights are great. That's all I've been playing. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I've been playing Control. I also want to talk about Life is Strange Season 2, Episode 4.
Oh my god. Okay. I saw a trailer or something for this, and my first thought was, where's the kid? Why is his eye gone? Oh, fuck, I have to play this game now, I guess.
Episode 4 is awesome.
Okay.
It is so good.
Fuck.
I've been enjoying all these episodes. What was the last one you played? Have you
One.
only played one?
Yeah.
I played one.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay,
Apparently shit went bad.
Yeah, so 2 is pretty low key. 3 was really good, but the ending of 3 something like is pretty crazy.
Okay.
And you're kind of left like, I wonder what's gonna happen there. And then when 4 starts, it's like, because every episode's like 2 months later. 4 starts and it's like, wait, it's been 2 months of this. Holy shit! And just the conceit of like where some of the characters ended up are like not funny, but just like, wow, that is like such a good idea. I am like super curious where this is going to go. I would never have thought of bringing the story in this way. And there's some character reveals that come out of nowhere that I loved. Like there was like 2 specific points where I was just like, oh shit, at my TV screen. I had a lot of fun with episode 4 quite a bit. You got to be playing this season. Not enough people are talking about this season. That's just what I got to say. I know it doesn't have the characters from season 1 in it. And I think that led to a lot of people discounting season 2. But there is some really cool stuff in season 2. I think it is definitely worth playing.
Sure.
And obviously I don't want to go too much into it because it is a heavy story game.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So yeah, that was Life is Strange.
Okay.
I can talk. I don't know how much I can talk about Trine 4. I got to play a preview build of Trine 4.
Okay.
Um,
Is it more Trine, first of all?
it's more Trine. So
Okay.
what I didn't know. So
Yeah.
here's my experience with Trine.
Mhm.
I played Trine 1.
Yeah.
I played Trine 4.
Yeah.
That's my Trine experience.
That's the way everybody plays them.
3 went fully 3D.
It did, yes.
I did not know that. And I guess people must have not liked that because 4 went back to side-scrolling.
That's one of the things I remember people complaining about. I never understood why, but I never played it, so.
Yeah, looking at screenshots, 3 looks good.
Yeah, that's what I thought
too. It's got that, like, everything is extremely shiny. This is a very good-looking game. 3 has that, and guess what? 4 has that too. It is cool. It is more Trine. I didn't come across anything that was like, oh, this is brand new. It is just, it's more Trine. It's more Trine, and I like Trine. And I wish the Switch ports were cheaper, because they are like $10 and $20, and that seems a bit high.
Yeah. Yep.
You can get the whole collection, and you can pre-order the whole, like all 4 for like $50, and I think you can get maybe just 4 by itself for like 30. I think so. Anyway, that game comes out in October. I got to play like the first few levels of it, and I like Trine.
Yeah.
The last game I've been playing is Pokemon Masters.
I was actually gonna play this yesterday, but I didn't end up. So, what's the verdict?
This is another Pokemon mobile game.
Yeah.
Looks really good. I love the presentation of it. There's some good looking models. It makes me wish there was a Pokemon game on my phone that was just a normal Pokemon game, because they can run it.
So what is this?
It's all battles. It's a gacha game, but you're collecting Pokemon trainers.
Oh.
I guess you're collecting Pokemon too, because when you get the trainer, they come with 1 Pokemon.
Okay.
And the way it's set up is you are doing 3-on-3 fights. And the combat, I guess it is kind of Clash Royale in the sense of you well, you're not like, there's no lanes. You're not trying to like gain ground or anything like that, or destroy, different nodes. But there is it is an active time battle, in which case, like, there is a meter coming across the bottom, and you can use certain moves that will use up certain amounts of that meter. Similarly to, like, if I summon this unit, it's going to take 2 chunks out of the meter. But instead of summoning a unit, you're using Thunderbolt to attack an enemy in front of you. And that's basically it. It's a 3-on-3 battle. Each of your Pokemon will have anywhere from like 1 to 3 moves plus an item that can be used. And you're basically, and then it's just kind of watered down Pokemon battles. Every enemy, or every Pokemon, has 1 weakness type. Every type of Pokemon can attack every type of Pokemon. So there's nothing like normal moves will not affect ghosts. Like, everyone can hit everyone. And it'll set you up like, hey, you're about to do a fight that we recommend you having fire and electric Pokemon. So you just swap out your team so that you have a trainer that has a fire Pokemon, or a trainer that has electric Pokemon, so that you're not at the type disadvantage, and you do the fights. It's a lot of kind of just mashing the attacks as fast as you can as it fills up. So the strategy is not super big, but there is some things of like, I got to make sure I'm targeting the right Pokemon, because this one's not going to be weak against this one. There's like a super move, which you want to try and build up your super move by using different actions, whether that be an attack or an item. So you can kind of like spam a bunch of your items to get that super move faster, and that'll do a ton of damage. There's a pretty light story mode, but there is a story that you are going through, which was what I'm playing. And it, like I said, it's fine. I like the presentation of it the most. And there was definitely a moment of like, oh, this is a gacha game. I do not feel like.
As soon as you said that, I got less. I might uninstall this.
Yeah, it's like gacha games. It's like they're asking for such a commitment of like, are you ready to just min-max the shit out of your life?
Right.
Because
or spend money. Either one.
Yeah, like This hasn't been too bad so far, and I put maybe like 2 or 3, not probably about 2 hours into it. I'm still just kind of waiting for like the other shoe to drop, where like the way I'm kind of playing it is I'm just gonna go through the story, but the minute it starts needing me to like grind or like
You're out.
keep
Yeah.
re-rolling a new character,
Yep.
I'm probably gonna be done with it.
Totally.
Um, and I just know sooner or later. So I'm trying to ignore that part. I'm trying to just play it as is, and I'm having a fun time with it. But like I said, the minute it's like, oh, you don't have like the ultimate Brock, maybe you should roll some Brocks. I'm gonna be like, no, I'm good. I don't care about your tier list.
The
I don't,
ultimate Brock.
like I don't want to look up what the like go-to team is. I don't want to get that invested in this.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side, if you wanted to,
You could.
this could,
Yeah.
and this is a nice looking game to do it. Like I like the music, I like the visuals quite a bit. So this isn't the worst one to do that with. Um, so I don't know. It's free. I would give it a try because why not?
Uh-huh.
Like I said, the first couple hours have been fine. I haven't been turned off about it yet.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how much I play of it. It's an always online game, so I'm probably not going to play too much of it next week. So we'll see
Right.
if I get back to it when I come back into the States.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's fine. It's one of the better gotcha games I played, I guess I could say.
Cool.
All right, and with that, that's all I played. Again, that was Pokemon Masters. Let's do some news. I think at this rate, we're gonna post or gonna push the questions to next week. This episode is running long.
Okay.
But there is some news to talk about.
Yeah.
Something I'm excited about is more Shovel Knight games are on the way.
Yeah, no, this is great. For sure.
Yacht Club Games did a live stream where they talked a bit more about the games they've already announced,
Mm-hmm.
chiefly kind of the treasure trove, um, including King of Cards and Shovel Knight Showdown, which both got a release date of or a release window of December of this year. I was really hoping for them to just drop like, and King of Cards is available now. And I was
Now,
gonna be
yeah.
like, yes, I have it on my Switch. This is great.
Yeah.
No.
Nope.
So that'll be a Christmas trip joint, I guess. And then they did announce a new game, Shovel Knight Dig,
Yeah.
which looks like SteamWorld Dig, and like that series rocks.
That series is very good. Yep.
So I am totally fine with people ripping off that series.
Yep.
I like Shovel Knight. I like SteamWorld Dig. Put them together. Why not? I will play some Shovel Knight Dig.
Also, this just makes sense that they're releasing all this stuff because they made like a whole their one game introduced so many marketable characters for like different offshoots and stuff. This makes sense. So I'm excited for more for sure.
In weirder news, kind of sad news. Continuing the Telltale drama,
Yeah.
two men have purchased the name and the IPs that
Mhm.
Telltale still owns, or I guess still had. I actually don't know who you even buy this name from. I'm confused about. Um, but the two are Jamie Audley and Brian Waddle.
Okay.
Audley worked on mobile games. He was the CEO of Galaxy Pest Control, which is best known for licensed games based on Duck Dynasty and Power Rangers.
Holy shit. Okay, I actually know those titles. Yeah.
Waddle's previous experience includes running sales and marketing for the Havoc game engine.
Okay. Tangentially related to gaming, sure.
Yes. They've also said that they are looking to hire back some previous Telltale employees on a freelance basis with the opportunity to maybe become full-time.
Okay.
So
What's the sad part of this? I don't actually know what else is
So
going
I don't know
on.
if this is me being cynical. This is kind of I sided it kind of with the Kotaku article and how they were writing this.
Okay.
Is this seems like two people coming in, they see some fanfare, they
Mhm.
bought a name, and now they want to sell you stuff without having really anything to do with it.
Sure, but this stops the stuff from being delisted for people that didn't catch up on any of that stuff.
I mean, I guess
Maybe they could still delist it, I suppose.
Right. Well, so they do have some of the rights. Like
Okay.
they don't have all of them.
Okay.
Skybound bought Walking Dead so that they could finish Walking Dead the final season.
Yeah, and that's the moneymaker, right, for Telltale.
That was the
So,
playmaker.
yeah.
The Stranger Things game that they were working on
Yeah.
went back to Netflix.
Yeah.
But they do have like The Wolf Among Us and Batman, as well as like original games like Puzzle Agent, which I don't know if anyone remembers Puzzle Agent, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
like Puzzle Agent a lot.
Puzzle Agent is like the first thing I played by Telltale.
It was one of the first ones for me, true.
Or wait, Sam and Max, right? They did those?
They did Sam and Max.
Yeah,
they
no,
did
Sam and
Strong
Max.
Bad games.
Yeah, Strong Bad, that's
I think
right.
Wallace and Gromit were some of their very, very first ones.
I never played those. Were
I
they
never
good?
played those ones
Okay,
either.
okay.
I haven't played them. There are other expired licenses that they're looking at.
Okay.
So again, to me, this kind of feels like
A cynical cash grab.
It kind of seems like it feels like a cynical cash grab.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I hope any of these people that they're possibly giving a job to, I hope that person has not been unemployed since like fall of last year. That would suck.
Yeah.
It would also suck being brought on as like a freelance contractor with just the possibility of being full time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like they're trying to just jump in on properties that people remember fondly so that they can try and make a quick buck off them, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really do not see this as Telltale is back.
No. The thing, I'm totally okay with them buying up the names and like that stuff. The thing about this that does throw me off a little bit is I don't like this, like, we're going to hire some of them back freelance and maybe they can have a job. Like that I don't like, but I'm okay with people buying IPs and like doing stuff with that. I don't mind that.
I mean, I guess, there could very well be a scenario where they're like, we're not in a position to offer full-time jobs, but this is what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but this whole scenario has just been a complete shitstorm that I have a hard time believing it's gonna like fix itself in any way.
And I mean, they didn't buy the moneymaker one because they can't. So like,
Well, they can't.
Yeah,
They
that's
cannot.
what I'm wondering. That's also what I'm wondering what they're planning to do. But for me, it's a big win if they allow this stuff to be sold on like Steam still and all that sort of stuff for people to enjoy in the future.
I
We'll
guess,
see.
but I just don't see why you would buy Telltale at this point when clearly it was a name that was going under because it did extremely fast. Like why did these people jump in on this? Like I don't understand really. But anyway. That mobile Mario Kart game has a release date now of September 25th.
Yep.
Mario Kart Tour. So get ready for that.
Oh, I'm ready.
I'm ready too. This is more of a rumor, but it seems pretty substantiated. Power A accessories manufacturer, Amazon listed a Power A Nintendo Switch case that was officially licensed by Nintendo and Blizzard Entertainment, and it is an Overwatch
Switch case.
Switch case.
Yep.
Seems like Overwatch is probably coming to Switch.
Makes sense.
It does. I don't know how that would run.
Probably the same as Paladins, I would assume, which is okay, but not as good.
But I don't think Paladins looks anywhere near as nice.
That's true.
As Overwatch. I would be more interested if there was crossplay and cross saves. Because if I was going to start a new one on any platform, it would be on my Xbox because that would run better and I'd get achievements. If there was cross play and cross saves, though, I could pick up a portable Overwatch. Sure, I'm at the point where I'm kind of looking for like any substantial reason to get back into Overwatch, whether that be like Overwatch 2 or cross saves and cross play. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
the fact that it was delisted right away too, this is totally a leak. 100%. This is a fuck up. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think the thing that sold it to me is these images just look
official.
Like official. They look nice and stuff.
Yep.
I do like that the zippers on the case are Joy-Cons.
That's really good.
It's a nice touch.
Yep, I like it.
All right, these next ones are sent in from on our Discord, so I don't fully know them, but apparently Loot Crate is filing for bankruptcy. It lays off workers but promises to ship remaining boxes. Honestly,
Okay.
it's been a while since I've heard from Loot Crate.
Me too.
Which I guess that would mean they stopped advertising on every podcast.
Yeah, I guess so.
And maybe that kind of explained why they didn't have as much money anymore.
Yep, I'm going to lootcrate.com right now. I just want to see if
Don't you subscribe to Loot Crate?
I used to. I canceled years ago.
Oh, well, because of you, they're filing for bankruptcy.
Thank God, man. I knew it would work. You're welcome, internet. Not audible.com. You're next. You and Quip. I'm just sick of all these things taking over our podcast.
What about like a Casper mattress or a Squarespace website?
I mean, we got to work up to those.
Yeah.
You can still sign up by the looks of it.
Weird. That is weird. I mean, I'm sure they would happily still take your money. This isn't going to happen overnight, but yeah, I'm not really someone that collects small figurines and pins, so Loot Crate's never been kind of my cup of tea.
I liked the shirt that they gave you every month.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of getting shirts I don't know for sure will fit me.
Oh, okay. See, the thing that threw me off a little bit is that, like, they weren't always good shirts. And it's like, well, this just is shitty. Like, this is just a dumb thing I don't want to wear.
Right. We get these boxes sent to the office.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if they're specifically Loot Crate ones, but we do get some sent to the office for like promotional reasons or because they want us to talk about them or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And most of the time I just look into it and it's like, I really don't need like a Jaws themed pair of socks or, like a Incredible Hulk pair of underwear. Like I'm good.
Oh,
I have socks at home.
I would go with Hulk underwear. The socks were always bad. Like, I'm not gonna wear. Okay, whatever. I have Batman socks with little capes on them.
No, that's fine. Like, I'm not saying don't have.
But I'm never gonna wear them. Is what I'm saying. Like, I don't want that.
Like I'm at a point in my life where it's like I don't have the space for stuff I don't really want.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I need to really want something if I'm gonna put it like on at my desk.
Sure.
And just because this Funko Pop looks like Spider-Man doesn't mean it's gonna get a spot on my desk.
Sure. I have a Venom mug and a Cuphead mug on my desk. Okay. I wanted both of those, so
sure.
I'm good.
Right. No, I'm sure they have sent some stuff. I bet there would have been stuff I wanted, but I bet it was more like
Fortnite.
One thing in a year I would have wanted. I don't need 12 of these boxes.
I bet there was a bunch of Fortnite at some point, and that stuff I don't want. So.
All right, this is probably more up your alley. Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection announced.
I'm so in. Holy shit. I'm so happy. Yes, I'm in.
Brings 6 intense action games to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on January 21st, 2020.
Yep.
And I'm over here being like, where's my Battle Network collection?
I'm with you too, because I've never played any of those, and a collection would be a great way to do all of them.
I played the first one.
Okay.
I would be down to play some more of this weird card tactics thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm excited about this. This is good.
And this next one I kind of don't believe. Big Rigs Over the Road Racing gets a remaster in 2020.
Great.
I don't understand why this is a thing. But the Big Rigs official Twitter account, why is this a thing? Tweeted that this is coming exclusively for PC coming May. I don't actually believe this.
Due to the console's technical limitation, Big Rigs Remaster will not be released on the Nintendo Switch. Oh, that's so good. Oh my god, fuck Big Rigs. All right. That's a good laugh.
I don't believe this is real. I don't think it's actually happening. But like, what does that even mean? Like, is it just up-resed? Like you don't fix big rigs, right?
If you fix Big Rigs, you break it, because the only reason people talked about it is because it's so bad.
Yeah. Like at that point, if you fix it, you've just made like a really like subpar
Racing game.
racing game.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, man.
I don't know. I guess we'll see if this actually happens.
Oh, that's so good.
This Twitter account is following 9 people. I'm so curious who it follows. It follows Nintendo of America, IGN, Sega, Konami, Capcom USA. It follows a voice actor named Kazena VA.
Okay.
Why?
I'm guessing they worked on Big Rigs, maybe?
It follows Time Extend, a racing game podcast.
Oh my god. All right.
It follows someone named Snake the Absol.
Okay.
I don't know who this is. And someone named Mudkip Madness 13, who runs a
Mudkip
YouTube
Madness.
channel.
Wow.
I don't. Okay. I'm calling shenanigans.
Yep.
All right, that's it for news. Um, again, we're gonna push questions because it's getting late here. This show's getting long, and I still need to eat dinner. So, what's your game of the week?
Holy shit. Control.
Yeah, it's
100%.
Control.
Yeah.
For sure, it is Control. All right, a little bit of housekeeping. Again, I won't be here next week, but the other two boys will. That is also when the Eagle Island episode is going to happen. Normally, it should have been this week, but we wanted to make sure John would be here.
I mean, it's his game.
As he's the host.
Yeah.
So that we didn't have to push it too far away, they're gonna do it next week without me. And then again in September, you still have tonight to vote for what we should play in September. So go, if you are listening to this live, go check out the Patreon and make sure you vote for that game.
Yeah.
But until then, I'll see you guys in a few weeks.
Bye.
Bye.